What's up, ladies and gents, and welcome back to Forza Horizon 5. We are here with another seasonal championship, this time around the clock. And we need to use a car made in the 2010s. And it has to be in the S1 class. Now, that gave us a lot of options. Because cars made in the 2010s, there exist, well, a lot of them. And after putting some thought into it, I thought, hey, since we already went back in time and used the Hoonigan RS200 in the stunts, let's use the Ferrari 812 Superfast with a tuning share code in the description as always for this championship, because we haven't used it in a while and it's an amazing car and we used to use it a lot when we got the chance. So I thought let's go back in time, use it again. But really, cars made in the 2010s. There are so many fantastic cars that we could use. And I thought of going budget, something like the 1 Series BMW. Just tune it to S1 class, and that's it. But then I thought, no, let's go with something really cool like this one. Even if it's a little bit more expensive, but what I didn't want to do is go for like the Lambos that cost millions, or the Koenigsegg, like whatever. You know, the Koenigsegg are probably S2 class, but still, you know, what I didn't want to do is just go for that and tell you, well, if you don't have it, you're out of luck. So I really wanted to stay under roughly $500,000, and we're at 300 something thousand with this one. Which is a lot of money, but it's still within affordable ranges. So that's always the difficulty when choosing a car for these championships, especially when the game just says, yeah, it has to be in the S1 class, it has to be from the 2010s, but apart from that, do what you want. With the stunts it was the same, it just says, well, it has to be in the S2 class, do whatever you like. And that really makes it difficult to find the car to use, because of the criteria that I am using and choosing to put on myself in order to make you more comfortable, because you can just afford the car that I'm presenting. So that is usually the issue I have when choosing a car. What I would like to do is just say whatever, I just pick whatever I like, and if it requires a DLC, well, you're out of luck. But that kind of defeats the purpose of the whole thing here. It's a little wet on the ground. Must be from all the excitement over this car. Puts us into lap number 3. We are comfortably in the lead here, so I don't see much of an issue awaiting us. I hope we get sprints for the last race, even though this race is going really well. I just prefer sprints in general. I actually had a discussion the other day, actually it's been a few days, but whatever, about the seasons in Forza Horizon 5, because weather doesn't really change. Like, yeah, you have wet roads sometimes, and sometimes you have a little more wind and storms, but whatever, it always plays relatively similar, whereas in Horizon 4 you had bigger differences between the seasons. Especially the winter was tough, but you at least had an advantage using a car that is good for the winter. So there was a purpose to these cars, whereas in this game you have real winter tires now. But that doesn't really help us a whole lot, because there is no winter. It just doesn't exist, so Get a little bit of money back through the wheel spin, not that it helps much. I wish we made the wheel spins like they used to be, where you actually get rewards worth something, but... oh well. They do what they do, right? We don't always have to like it, we just have to accept it. As unfortunate as that sounds. Another 22,000 from the race, so that is fine. The good thing is I already had the car as is, so I didn't have to invest anything. I'm also considering gifting away one of my A12s. So maybe some lucky guy gets it and can do the championship with it. I think I had 3, now I have 2. Something like that. My consideration is giving away the second as well, but maybe I keep 2 of them. So I can have different setups in the different versions. That would be fine. One is 2 class A12 and one is 1 class A12. That would be something. As you can see here, we are vastly overpowered. I just love this car, it's amazing. Going into the corner we brake early, but out of the corner we accelerate so fast. Cornering speed is good as well. Really no big weaknesses on this one. Now going into the last corner we will lunge in. It didn't quite work, but accelerating out of the corner we probably get past. And we do. Now our strategy should be to get our nose in, and he was braking a little bit too hard, so we didn't get our nose in, we just put it into his butt. It's pretty tight here, so I don't really want to poke in. Can we poke here? No, we can't. We're taking our time now, because we have 1.5 laps to go, and no real rush. And I'm sure we get space in a corner. Here is some space. And the moment we were beside, the door opened and we could just drive past. It's really just wait for your chance. The moment is going to come then. Just start in, take your room, make sure you have the line, and then just drive past. Because the AI is really slow and they have to compromise their line. And they have to go off the line, and they're really slow when that happens. So we could just drive past in that case as well. And now on the last lap we just have to make sure we don't run into the walls, have any major accident. The city is of course always a little bit dangerous because you often have things sticking out of the walls that you can run into, and then your race is over. It's a reasonably comfortable win. We were a lot faster, we just couldn't show it while we were behind them because we couldn't really get past very well, but it worked out well, and that gives us a number 20 points. And as I have learned in the tree school, 20 plus 20 is 40, so we just need another 20 and then we win the championship. And now some math person is going to come, well actually you only need a 3rd place or whatever, and I'm gonna say I don't care what we need. First is what we're going to get. Watch us finish 3rd now, because we can't win. That would be somewhat embarrassing. Does anyone know if you can color the brakes in this game? Because red brakes would fit the design. Maybe someone can tell me. Let's go to the 3rd race to finish 3rd or 4th. Maybe we win with 4th as well. I actually never looked at what the point totals are for the other positions, so I can't even tell you which place we absolutely need. It's probably third. At least if the second place finisher has been the same in both races, but that happens shockingly often. Like in the past weeks I sometimes checked if the second place finisher finishes second in all of the other races. And a lot of the times it was the same. Because obviously a second place finish change would mean our third race can be even worse. Because we are taking points from each other. Speaking of second, we are up to second and we are accelerating up the hill, out accelerating our opponent here. And you could see he was off the line when we occupied it. And he immediately had to brake to return to the line. So the AI is horrible when it comes to that. Now we just have to drive carefully. Because we don't want to lose our first place again. We don't want to come third. I really don't want to do that now. After I kinda opened my mouth a little wide. That was a bad area for brake. But yeah, we were a little overly confident that we will win this race, so now we should win it. And while history suggests that we get 3 race wins, sometimes we don't. And you never know when that sometimes is going to happen. So we have to stay focused. Don't really need to take very many risks on this circuit because there is not that big of a profit to corner cutting or checkpoint cutting or whatever it may be. With some races it really makes sense, but here just drive carefully and you will do well. Especially in the city where there is no point in doing any of that. And no real opportunity. Also be careful with bumps in the road, because braking on them is not the most fun thing in the world. Also the sidewalks, when you drive onto them while you are braking, make sure you keep the car stable. Some minor tips. You probably know these things, but actually if you want to be safe, then just avoid the sidewalks altogether. Because there's always a chance that something goes wrong with the bump. Here as well, I'm always cutting through the grass a little bit to get a straight line, but if you feel uncomfortable doing that, just don't. Brake a little bit harder, a little bit earlier. It's not like you need that extra bit of time. The AI really isn't doing that hot. So you definitely have some room for more safety. And we're already driving reasonably safe. Not taking too many risks here. But that's 60 points for us, I would say. And I'm glad it worked, because I really didn't want to eat my words. That would have been quite unfortunate, wouldn't it? But 60 points for us. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. I hope you can do it as well. And until next time, farewell.